Hey, welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Bochetti's birthday. 7-4 now, Yanks losing, but I'm eating that cannoli cake. That is unbelievable. That's from a piece of cake in Staten Island. It's good stuff, right, John?
I had some cookie puss. I didn't have the cannoli
you gotta
cake.
go. I mean, stop. What kind of a jerk?
It's an all-American
What kind of
cake.
a football player are you?
Carvel.
Yeah, but
It's an ice cream
cannoli
cake.
cake. There, you have a cookie puss. Give me a break.
I always wanted a cookie puss growing up.
Me too. I never had
Never
one.
had
It's
one.
like never got those toy trains.
Oh, come on. You should have the cannoli cake. Anyway, speaking of great Italian things, we're here with the great comic named Mike Vecchione. Mike, what's up, buddy?
Hi, thanks for having me on, guys.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I didn't know. I knew it was Mike's birthday
Right.
from Facebook. I know Mike from the circuit, from
Hey, Mike,
stand-up
it's good to
comedy.
see you, buddy.
Good to see you too, buddy. Congratulations on your birthday and on your
Thank you, buddy.
success.
Now, where do you live now, Mike?
I live in Queens.
You live in Queens.
I
How
live in
long you been here
Astoria.
for?
I've been in New York like 10 years.
So you're from Youngstown, Ohio.
Originally from Youngstown.
Now, that's
Ohio.
the real deal, man,
That
Youngstown.
is no joke. People were like, Italians in Ohio? It's
No,
like
no,
a steel
no,
town.
no, Youngstown
They
is-
needed Italians back in the day.
That's right, man. Ray Mancini. The
Ray
home of
Mancini,
yeah.
Kelly Pavlik, who's
Right.
now retired.
Youngstown, no, even North Jersey Italians give respect to Youngstown.
Yeah.
man. That's
Well, it was the murder capital for a while.
that's
so.
a tough place.
Everybody needs to bow down.
Now, when did you get out of there? How old were you?
Actually, it was a weird story. We moved back and forth a couple of times because my parents had a family business, my grandparents.
Right.
And it was mushroom growing and canning. It was started off as spaghetti sauce, but they couldn't compete, so it
Oh,
went to
no
mushroom and
kidding.
canning.
Went to the mushroom. Went to the food.
Yeah. So then we moved to Florida, and then we moved back, and then we moved back to Florida. So we were ping-ponging back and forth because my father didn't get along with his father.
So, like, your high
Typical. We weren't
Yeah,
as tight as the Bochettis over there.
Oh, no,
With
we
their
have,
10 cakes.
That's what happens.
No,
That's what happens. Either with Italians, either you're real tight or you can't stand each other.
no. We have relatives that we can't stomach from like they're out there.
Yeah, no, I think every Italian family. The other thing that's classic for Italian families too. And I dated a girl, a real Italian girl from North Jersey, who her family was famous for. They'd go to a wake of an older uncle,
Right.
and at the wake, another whole family would show up that no one knew about, like literally an entire other family, and that they'd meet at the wake.
Oh, that's great. And just take turns hurling themselves.
Pretty
at the
much, yeah.
coffin.
And then hurling themselves at each other in anger about who's going to get whatever money's buried in the literally buried in the backyard. So now, when you at high school, you went like Boca Raton, Youngstown,
Yeah,
that type of
back
thing.
and forth. And I graduated in Florida,
And then where'd you go to college?
Penn State University.
Now you go to Penn State and you wrestled there.
I
And everything?
wrestled for a while. I was not a top-notch guy. I was a walk-on type guy. I placed in states in Florida, but I was a throwing dummy up there. I wasn't
Yeah,
like
but still, to be a walk-on guy, that's tough.
I take a nice beating.
Actually, let me tell you something. If you're a I gotta say something. If you're a walk-on guy for any sport at Penn State or a major college like that, especially that says something about your character. To me, it's like if you can do that at that level, you're going to be successful in life. Like it shows a work ethic
Right.
and a determination that is kind of rarely seen. I mean, don't you think?
No,
so?
I think that's true. Because
Yeah.
the other guys are gifted guys like John
And you
Ritchie
gotta
here is
work
like-
hard.
Yeah, those guys are like, not that they don't work
But
hard. Everybody
John-
works hard at that level.
John's a version of that. I mean, a real talented guy, but you really had to work hard, and
I
you know, to play 7 years in the NFL, that's tough to do.
That's amazing.
No, well, you need work ethic regardless. But I think, Mike, it is admirable. All those guys who were walk-ons. When I got to Michigan, they told us, don't even talk to the walk-on guys. Just beat them down.
Wow.
Just beat them down
What
and
a
try to make them
scumbag.
quit. I know. That's the
Make
way it
'em
was.
quit.
That's the way it was.
Wow. I mean, we took
That was
beatings
the
like
older
that.
players. And that's just that they're not like. As a walk-on, you have to get in there and you have to do twice as much as the other guys to earn the respect.
It shows a lot of
your
heart.
teammates.
It shows a lot of heart.
Absolutely.
I think that spills over into other stuff you're going to do in life. So then,
Yeah.
now, when do you start doing stand-up comedy?
I was teaching. I got a teaching degree. I got a criminal justice degree from Penn State, and then I went back at night and got a master's in special education because I was working with gang kids.
Wow.
So then I taught for a while. I was finishing up my master. I just started going to open mics. It's a classic story of I got dumped by a girl,
Okay.
and I was living by myself, so I just started going to open mics.
No kidding.
No.
And was it therapeutic at first? Like
No, I just bombed. It was there. I was just bombing.
Yeah.
But it was.
But did you wallow in the bombing a little
Yeah,
bit?
I didn't
Like,
care. Like
I was
you
kind
know
of
when you
like
get dumped by
that.
when you get dumped by a girl, you're just like,
Nothing
I
matters.
don't care. Nothing matters.
How can I make this worse? How can I make this pain worse? Now, but you were teaching in the Philly area.
Yeah, I taught it in the Northeast.
Okay, so you go from Penn State to Philly, you're teaching, you got the Blues over some broad, and you start doing open mics in the Philly
you called
area.
her some broad. Yeah. If you're out there watching right now,
That's what happens. I mean, listen, that's exactly. Let's call them what they are. And you then just get better from doing it a bunch of times.
I wasn't funny for a while. Like some guys are just funny right away. Like like some guys are just like funny right away.
I can't relate to that either, though, man. I bombed the first bunch of times. There's some guys who have those like I killed right at first, and I don't know what that's about.
Wasn't consistently funny. About 3.5 years in, and then my buddy from up here, from the same club in Philly, who moved up here, Joe DeRosa, came back, and he's like, "Why don't you just move? What are you clinging to?
Right.
You live by yourself in a trashy apartment. You don't have anything. You don't have anybody. Just move, dude."
That sounds like Joe. I know Joe. It sounds like advice again.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it's good advice too. Why not do it in New York, where there's a shot of maybe something really
He's
big
like, "You're broke
happening?
here. You're going to be broke there too. Just figure it out."
So you move here how long ago?
End of 2003.
End of 2003, and you go the Queens route. Where you living?
Nah, I live uptown Washington Heights.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know there are more Dominicans in Washington Heights than in the Dominican Republic. I bet money on it.
You're absolutely right. Listen, and
I thought it was going to be Puerto Ricans.
Yeah,
like from what I've heard about New York,
Washington
Dominicans
Heights
outnumber.
The Bronx is more Puerto Rican. Washington Heights is all Dominican. It's all Dominican. I mean, that's why Manny Ramirez grew up 2 blocks from Yankee Stadium.
That's the one that lived right by a baseball diamond.
Yeah.
And they play from sun up to sundown.
Right.
Just kids teams, corporate teams who they just keep rotating.
Keep playing.
They love it.
Yeah,
they're into it.
And listen,
I hate to say, keep saying they, like those people are into it. Sorry.
I don't know when they became a racist term. By the way, I mean, if someone told me we're talking about Italians and said they, I would be upset about that. Like, what else are you gonna say? Those Italians? Or say they? It's like, right, Mike?
I think them is a right racist term, maybe.
Them.
Again, I don't understand what you're saying.
Them, THEM.
Oh,
them guys.
It's Mike's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you, buddy.
And Mike, you gonna leave that on the whole night, then the crown?
Yeah, I'm taking it for. I don't care. I love this.
No, okay, good. We appreciate it.
He's the new president of Cyprus.
He's the new pope.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go that far, but Mike, we worked at Danny Aiello's together. Danny loves him.
In Hoboken?
Yeah, in Hoboken.
Danny's upstairs?
Yeah.
I worked that room a couple of times.
Did you really?
Sure. I did that a bunch of times because I live 5 blocks from there.
No kidding.
And I got to know Danny pretty well because I did an independent movie with Danny that was shot in Hoboken, and then we got to be friendly, and then we did his club opened up, and I played there a lot. It was a great thing. I could walk there,
That's cool.
And I'm upset that closed. And it's great to have a comedy club above a restaurant called Tutta Pasta. I mean, because you're eating good in between sets and everything. So now you come here and you, what club you start working at here?
The first club actually, I got into clubs on like a marginal basis at first. That's always how it works. You're doing a weeknight, you do a couple of weeknights, but I passed at the Comedy Cellar.
That's a big deal.
And that was a big deal for me.
Yeah, sure. It's a big deal for any comic.
Yeah.
The Cellar's hard.
So
She
started working me in. Really?
It took me 2 years to pass at the Cellar in the 90s. Yeah, two full years. But that's the place to be.
That's the place to be. Then gradually I got into the comic strip, the Broadway, stand-up New York. After the Comedy Cellar, the rest of the club.
See
I
what
was
I
getting
mean?
a little bit of TV too mixed in there.
You see what I mean? In a way, you're a walk-on comic too. You're talented, obviously, but you also have that determination. It's going to help you in life with anything, I think.
You gotta fight for it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
Because I don't have a goofy. That's the thing I complain about. I don't have not complain about, but I notice I don't have a goofy look. I don't have an ultra likable look. I kind of have a cop face,
You do look like a cop.
haircut, kind of aggressive.
I almost gave you my license. No, but that's right. So you got to work harder.
Well, you got to find out a different angle, basically.
You're not a fat guy. You're not an ugly guy. You're not this guy.
I'm not an extremely good-looking guy. You know what I mean? It's just I'm a working class 7.
Right.
And you work within those confines.
But you're well written, though, Mike. You're a great writer.
Oh, thank you, Mikey.
There you go,
well written on.
Now
Really.
listen,
Do you want to manage me?
anytime a guy wearing a plastic crown tells you you're a great writer.